This is PGA Tour, the return. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So yeah, EA Sports PGA Tour is back after a very long break. The most recent entry was in 2015, I believe, so it's been a long gap in time, spurred on by the fact that, 2K now has a very successful, great, excellent golfing experience featuring so much content and things to enjoy, and Tiger Woods too, which this franchise used to have. And yeah, now we're back at EA Sports, taking a look and seeing if they have the goods to deliver on some golfing action. So what are we getting here? It's a 4K resolution at 30 FPS, which is honestly rather disappointing. There is a 60 FPS update coming down the road, apparently, but this is a golfing game where I'm just trying to show off the different drivers so you get an idea of stuff in case you're wondering, just so you can kind of see how the distances kind of go. But yeah, it's a golfing game. Like, how do you see? Because it got like delayed too, and it's like, how do you not deliver 60 FPS on a golf game? There's literally, you know what I mean? Like, there's not really anything to it. So that's a little disappointing, needless to say. There is HDR support. You can play local co-op for 2, online co-op for 2, local multiplayer up to 4, and online multiplayer up to 16. So those are some of the differing like modes and stuff that are present within this game. So you do make your own custom character, which is like the first thing you do. And then from there, you start playing. So there's a few different ways that you can play the game. So this is just a quick play. We're here in the beautiful Banff. I've actually climbed the mountain that's like right beside where this is, which is really cool. I've looked down on this golf course before, which is kind of wild. Actually, I don't know if we could even really show that off. There's like an overall map, but it doesn't really show you like, kind of, like I'm trying to get an idea of sort of like if we could see the backdrop, so we can click in the left stick and we can kind of move the camera angle. But I'm not sure if you can sort of like see, if that makes sense, what I'm trying to get at. But I've actually I've been here, if that makes sense. Like, I've actually been to this place, which is really cool. Oh, I messed that up. Oh, it was so close too. That was embarrassing. Anyways, you get 30 courses, a lot of different environments and locations. It is a set quantity of, kind of locales and everything like that. So it's not like, we actually have competition now in the golfing game business, which is wild to think of, because again, it's been so long. I think that mountain, maybe the mountain behind here. It's hard to get a tell if I can't like zoom out of the region, if that makes sense, as to like which mountain's which, just based on like where we are on the golf course. But yeah, no, I'm kind of like, wow, I've actually seen this place, which is crazy. And coincidentally, we did a video not too long ago on the most recent PGA Tour game that was available, and yeah, we also played on this course as well, so I guess this is a world-famous course to a degree. Oh, beautiful swing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh. I guess if we would have gone a little less powerful, it kind of might have been a little bit closer to a hole-in-one. But, yeah, so good selection of courses. You've got the differing events. I guess it's the exclusive home of the majors. It includes the Masters Tournament, the PGA Championship, the US Open Championship, and the Open Championship. What a mouthful, right? And it's really quite interesting, because it's got all the different modes you would sort of want. Wow, I really need to get better at my putting. But it's got the things where it's kind of like you go in, you do 18 holes, you do 9 holes. There's a lot of different variations on like, the quantity of holes you do, and you know, oh, there we go. You know, how much you want to play, do you want to do some different slight variations on golf? It's pretty standard, is the biggest thing. So I guess there's also like seasons. Seasons 1, Road to the Masters, tee off at Augusta National, where you compete for a green jacket, and you play unique challenges that are available. They're supposed to be dropping content over time. So that's kind of intriguing. It's also got Pure Strike for superior golf gameplay powered by ShotLink, so you might know a little bit about that if you're in the golf scene. It's supposed to provide some more fluid data and tracking for how, like, you know, the golf swinging kind of works. But I'm mostly just sort of happy we have golf games again, if that makes sense. Like, there were so many of them back in the day, and, you know, it's just been a complete drought of golfing titles. And quality and whatnot completely aside, it's just good that there is a couple of them going here. But it is funny that it took 2K coming in, you know, buying the golf club up, renaming it, taking the Tiger Woods titling away that the series had and threw away, and then, you know, kind of like coming back is interesting that the series has returned. So it's a good thing that there's competition is the biggest thing. But yeah, I'm also kind of like it's good, and I think it visually looks pretty good, but it's also like a little underwhelming in the visuals department, if that makes sense. That was not very good of a shot, was what that was. Yeah, that was not a good shot. But like, you know, the character models, they look okay. The visuals look okay. There's like a good crowd. You know, it's pleasing when you're looking at it, but when you really kind of take a step back, like a golf game, to me, should be really easy to pull off, if that makes sense. Like, it should be a very simple sort of thing that you do. There's not a whole lot to it. Too hard. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, they're very set courses, very set environments. This should be, like, cutting edge for visuals. For frame rate, for gameplay, stuff like that. And it's just, like, it really sort of leaves a little bit to be desired from it. And that is a bit of a shame to me, because they have taken, you know, so much time with this one. So much extra time with it. Oh, that's not going to be powerful enough, is it? Man, I'm really botching this up, sorry. There's also, like, microtransaction stuff. Like, you buy these points in order to get, like, gear and, like, ability type things, it sort of looks like. I was kind of just going through the store menu, and it was kind of like equipment and then like bonus attribute stuff, and you can like buy those with microtransactions. It did seem like there was in-store kind of like polygon type shapes that were loot chests that you could open. I got a free EA Play hat from it, so take that kind of as you will. That's something that's present here in this one. But yeah, I think the biggest thing though is, you know, golf is back. It does capture the courses in a decent way. Because that's what I'm saying, is like the backdrop trees and stuff like that, they're really low res. And it doesn't feel quite as polished as it maybe should be in terms of visuals. Because, like I said, golfing games are very, very simple, straightforward things. Like, it should look really, really good because there's not, like, there's a whole lot going on. You're one dude with, like, a caddy or gal, and, you know, like, they got, like, what is that, a duck in the backdrop, or is that supposed to be, like, a Canadian goose? What is that? It might be a duck. But, like, it's just not very, like, if you look in the backdrop in the top left there, they're flat, like, imagery, and it looks... It doesn't look very good, is the biggest thing. Like, some of it looks nice, but a lot of it just doesn't quite look right. And golfing games should be something where it's kind of like, oh, this does look nice. That was a really bad shot. Can I redo that? that was... Whoa! That was... Okay, I'm embarrassing myself a little bit. But yeah, it's sort of like I kind of imagine it if I went back to the 2015 version of the game and I was to, I guess you would say, give it like a bit of a resolution bump up, it would probably look pretty similar to what we're seeing here, if that makes sense. Like, and that's not really a good thing, right? Like, that's not really what we should be. We should be pushing for something a little bit more from this title, because it is... No, why do I keep messing up? I think it's the follow-through I'm messing up with. Because earlier I was hitting the shots perfectly fine. I think it's my shot follow-up is just getting lazy or something. I gotta be doing better while focusing in. There we go. But yeah, I think I'm kind of twirling the left stick a bit too much to the left. I need to get a new controller. The grip's all worn out. Yeah, I think that's... Anyways, doesn't matter. I digress. Like, you know, if you wanted to golf and you've been waiting for a golf game, and you liked the history of the PGA Tour franchise, you've been waiting for EA to go back into the golf game, you know, it's that series, but in the modern era. I don't think it revolutionizes anything in this, really, but, you know, it is something to enjoy. It is a golfing game. It does have a pretty good amount of content in regards to courses. But if you are someone that is, like, kind of familiar with, like, say, the golf club that became, you know, PGA 2K, I think you might be used to the fact that they have lots and lots and lots and lots of courses, custom courses and stuff, and obviously, you know, you're getting like preset, pre-baked things here. And, you know, EA's used their licenses and everything like that to kind of present you with a good selection of content, curated content, with some really remarkable courses from, you know, the biggest, like, kind of events and locales. But there's still, like, an element of, like, it feels a little limited, and it seems like the goal, at least from them, is to, like, trickle out content afterwards. Like, I'm not saying that the launch content doesn't offer a lot for you to enjoy. That might be pretty good, and just not quite hard enough. But pretty, you know, that was straight and everything like that, which is kind of what I'm trying to improve on, is my putt game. So, like, yeah, that's the biggest thing, is it's golf. You know, I'm hard pressed to really be like, oh, you know, like, this isn't hitting the mark or something, but it's more like visuals could be taken a step further. We should have 60 FPS, no questions asked, for this kind of title. The backdrop details should look better, because that looks terrible. Honestly, that looks just awful. Like, Frostbite's usually a pretty good looking engine, and it's like, that doesn't look good. Scan the environments. You, like, literally go to these places and scan this stuff. Blows my mind. But yeah, you can play, you know, alone. You play with others locally. You can play with others online. You can do your career mode and build your way up a little bit. You know, it's a career mode, so it's not... Like, it offers stuff for you to enjoy, really. Like, you know, it's a golf game. It's been a long time since this franchise has been back. I'm glad it's here. It's good to have options for golfing. And I hope that they continue to build off of this, especially with, I'm imagining that this is going to be something that they iterate on if it goes over decently well enough. I'm sure they're going to want to keep getting back to maybe that yearly, or I think like PGA 2K does it like every other year kind of right now. I think they'll probably want to get back to that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, is the biggest thing. What happens with this down the road? What is the direction they want to go with it? But yeah, it seems to control pretty well. There's a lot of different... Oh wow, that was way too hard. Like, I didn't even react. You know, how much further are they gonna, like, push tech? Is this gonna be something that we do get, like, lots of updates on, you know, and it kind of grows over time? I really don't know yet. And that's the biggest question, is, like, I'm sort of sitting here being like, it's a good base. It doesn't really blow my mind. It doesn't really take the series to new heights. It doesn't really do anything crazy for innovation. It's pretty much just another golf game, which you'll either take that as, I need to get, sorry, there's like a tick mark that I'm not quite doing. I'm actually just totally botching this up. I can play better than this. I know I can golf better than this, sorry. But I'm distracted trying to just talk about the fact that, like, it's fine, is the biggest thing. But if you've been waiting this long, you probably want something more than just fine. Or you know that you have other options. Holy, what is going on? I'm hitting way too hard. And watch, I'm not going to hit hard enough when we actually get into putting. Yeah, I know, my Marcus, the strokes are, like, ridiculous. I was doing well, and I'm not doing well now. I get it. Okay. We need a big hit here. Or one that gets me, like, kind of close. Yeah, the stroke counter is literally... stroking... Anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, I did so bad that they actually had to move me along because I was embarrassing. That's lovely. That's great. Thanks, video game. For that vote of confidence. Yeah, they'd really drop me down a level. I golf like this game delivers on next gen features. But I like playing them. You know, I've had some fun with, like, the golfing games over the years. And I do hope that this is, you know, sort of a good return for this series. That hopefully we're able to have and, you know, see supported 2 different types of, like, golfing games, because I think that would help push the features and innovations well. But I'm thinking, as in the history of all the sports titles we've seen over the years, probably only one will make it. And I haven't really been swayed by EA's attempt this time around, if that makes sense. Like, it hits the mark, it delivers, but it's kind of like, I sort of like the custom courses now. That was way too way too much to decide. Way too much. But I will give them the 30 courses option. Pretty good. You know, you get a variety of different places you can work through and towards with the different tournaments. I don't really love the store element of it, because, you know, it is kind of a... Honestly, it's a pretty pricey game. Oh, come on, I needed this! Ah! It is a pretty pricey game. Like, I mean, the bare minimum of content is, like, okay and stuff like that, but also to be, like, immediately jumping in to having those kind of features where it's kind of like you're buying stuff in the game, I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, walk away and feel the embarrassment of that 7. Oh, jeez. I played better that time, though. I definitely did. I made it up a little bit. But... that was embarrassing. But, you know, they give you tools, they give you mechanics, there's different ways to kind of play and enjoy the game. It's fun. I'm having a good time playing it, revisiting this series, but I don't know if it also really... perfectly feels like the series. Again, too hard. I went with the other one lower because I thought I could maybe slide it in there, but I slid it right through and into the back of the forest. Play it where it lies. Play it where it lies. I don't know. It would have been also fun to have some more wildness. Am I going to go right into the tree? Is that what this is telling me? Is this is going into the tree? Because you look also at the competition, and they've got, like, some fun integrations, and I don't know, it's kind of like another golf game. I don't know what else to really say about this. You golf, you hit things, your guy reacts, you go woo, ah, ooh, and then you kind of want to win and look good. Did I get that in there? Incredible, thank you. I'd like to thank the Golf Academy. I'd like to thank the ability of maybe getting a jacket someday. And I hope they do expand with maybe some more kind of fun type stuff, because it maybe kind of almost feels like they went too serious with it, which is strange, because it's like, yeah, anyone can make, like, a serious golf game. It's like, what do you do that sets aside your golf game from the other golf games? That's the biggest thing, and I'm kind of like, you know, they got a pretty streamlined control system at this point. You know, they both have X amount of courses. They both have these features, those features. They all have, like, some sort of story thing, but it's kind of like, I don't really know what truly sets this aside from its competition, and that, to me, is a bit of an issue.